I'm wondering, Pankaj, so we spoke a fair bit about IT. How are you looking at the entire consumption boost that we were hoping would come in? I mean, we've been talking about it since the budget, really, with the tax cuts, etc. But when we're seeing what your FMCG staple companies have reported, and then you look at what your platform companies have reported, do you think that that consumption story is yet to play out, or it's been overvalued in any case?
No, not really. I'm in the first camp. I think that story is yet to play out. Maybe for longer term investors like us, we always like to be slightly ahead of the macroeconomic cycle. So we try to project trends into the future and try to place ourselves in terms of sector positioning and stock ownership, probably 2 to 4 quarters ahead of the real change happening, because that helps us or allows us to buy companies at attractive valuations, and probably helps us to build a position given a size and scale. So I think we are very much poised. Every other data point that I look on incrementally, feels very encouraging in terms of a meaningful recovery in consumption going into the second half of the year. We are in midst of a very normal monsoon, so that effectively means probably we'll have a good farm incomes as well this year. And apart from the tax cuts which the government did in the budget, all of us have seen RBI has done 100 basis points of rate cuts, with the last 50 basis point being front loaded. That itself is an incremental monetary stimulus of about $15 billion. That's about 12,000 crores of monthly savings in EMIs in the hands of everyone who's borrowed either a car loan or a home loan or a credit card loan and all of that. So the combination of fiscal stimulus which the government gave in the budget and the monetary stimulus that the RBI has injected, and on top of that now we have a normal monsoon. I think all of these are make for a perfect case for a recovery in consumption. Early signs of recovery in rural consumption is already there in some of the staple categories. We've started witnessing for the last 4 or 5 months high single digit and double digit volume growth at least, which was completely elusive for almost now 2 years. So I think we are poised for a consumption recovery as we go along in the second half of this calendar year, and that story is yet to play out.
Pankaj, so viewers, I'm going to talk about the confluence of consumption and tech, right, which we just spoke about. And Pankaj, one, credit to you. I remember we did a show with you and Sanjeev Bikhchandani on platform companies and Zomato, right? It was at 45, 50. You said there will be a recovery. There has been. You said these companies could enter the index at some point of time. Eternal is now. You had also said that Blinkit may be the new Gmail, right? Now, my question to you is, now that a significant part of the rally out there has happened and there is more competition likely to come in, what's your sense from here on for the next 3, 5, 7 years? Are you constructive on the Zomatos, Swiggy, Zeptos of the world, or do you believe that you need to rethink your thesis?
One, Neeraj, I remain secularly bullish on these companies. As the second big question for investors confronting was, as these companies emerged, they challenged a lot of established companies with the traditional business models on their core business. For example, Blinkit or Zepto and Instamart are challenging the organized retailers. And the question was, who will really, have the final edge? And from my experience of having seen these companies now for a reasonably long period of time, it's very clear that the newer digital companies, they are very far. They make rapid pivots in their business. They have technological edge, and due to technology edge, they're able to give a far better user experience. And in this world of millennials, UX makes a lot of difference, and their ability to execute is at a far, or their agility or ability to execute quickly is far better than the traditional companies. And given that, I've come to a conclusion that this new generation companies certainly have an sustainable edge over traditional businesses, and they will eat lunch of traditional players. This is something which has happened all over the world, and in India, I think it will be no different. So I think most of these companies have a very long runway for growth, probably over the next decade. And as I said, they will eat the lunch of traditional companies.